We could free New York City from British occupation under General Clinton.
Je viens tout juste de recevoir une dépêche de l'amiral de la flotte française. Il navigue en direction de la baie de Chesapeake.
Comte Rochambeau has just received a dispatch from the Admiral of the French fleet. He sails for Chesapeake Bay in Virginia.
We cannot take New York without naval firepower.
Par contre, nous pourrions prendre Lord Cornwallis et son armée à Yorktown, en Virginie.
We could take Lord Cornwallis and his army in Yorktown, Virginia. With the French ships at our disposal, if we move most of our combined forces to Virginia, we could catch him in a trap.
My name is Joseph Plum Martin. I joined this army 5 years hence when I was just a boy of 15. Now that the French have arrived, there is hope of stealing a victory against the British.
That's a 400-mile march in the dead of summer. A lot to ask of men weary from 6 years of war. However, if we leave 2,000 men here in New York to conceal our movement south, we may be able to strike before relief arrives. We march to Virginia. The British will send a fleet once word of your movements reach New York. Your Navy must hold the Chesapeake.
Engage in battle off the Virginia Capes. In less than 6 hours, over 400 men are killed and wounded, and several ships are severely damaged. The British ships withdraw. Cornwallis is sealed in by sea.
General Clinton, I have just received word of heavy enemy troop movement towards our position. If relief arrives in short order, I am confident that Yorktown will remain in the possession of His Majesty.
We arrive in York to discover Cornwallis has fortified the town. Our only option is to besiege him. We dig day and night while our artillery hammers away at their defenses. One spot is as good as another as we labor in the trenches, some with their families close by.
Hot coffee for now, let's let it go cold again.
Heavens, madam, are you not afraid of the cannonballs?
No. It's either the bullet or the gallows, but not two for the men to fight and starve too. I'll give as good as anyone might.
Surrounded now by land and by sea, Cornwallis' supplies begin to run short. He casts out hundreds of slaves whom he had promised freedom in return for their labor. They are captured wandering across the battlefields and in the woods nearby. It's a sure sign of Cornwallis' growing desperation.
General Clinton, the American batteries are within 300 yards of our fortifications. We continue firing without intermission. We have lost 70 of our men, and our works are considerably damaged. I anxiously await your reinforcements.
After 17 days of digging, we have reached an impasse. 2 fortifications stand in the way of completing our siege lines. Taking redoubts 9 and 10 will allow our batteries to advance within deadly range of York. It is decided that a select group of infantry will take these redoubts by storm. The French will take 9, and the Americans 10. On the signal, we silently move towards their works, muskets unloaded. We sappers and miners are furnished with axes and are charged with cutting away a passage for the troops. Without 10 safely in our hands, we look on as the French seize without 9. Cornwallis may now tremble for his fate, for nothing but his guardian angels seem capable of saving him and his whole army from captivity. We are now able to bring all of our guns to bear on York. Cornwallis attempts to escape across the York River. That night, a storm rolls along the coast.
General Clinton, my situation here becomes very critical. The safety of this place is so precarious.
We cannot cross the York River. Quarters, it is too rough.
But I cannot recommend that the fleet and army should run great risk endeavoring to save us.
It was their last best hope. Their fate is sealed. On the 17th day of October, our guns open with a furious cannonade, but fall silent as Cornwallis requests a ceasefire. After 2 days, terms are agreed upon, and the British troops surrender their arms. Cornwallis's defeat at Yorktown is a disastrous blow to the British army, prompting the king to begin peace negotiations. Although we declared our independence 5 years earlier, it is this victory at Yorktown, Virginia, that secures the birth of our independent and free country.